Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time there were 3 bears who lived in a house in the forest. There was a great big father bear, a middle-sized mother bear, and a tiny little baby bear. One morning, their breakfast porridge was too hot to eat, so they went for a walk in the forest. While they were out, a little girl called Goldilocks came through the trees and found their house. She knocked on the door and, as there was no answer, she pushed it open and went in. In front of her was a table with 3 chairs, one great big chair, one middle-sized chair, and one tiny little chair. On the table were 3 bowls of porridge, one great big bowl, one middle-sized bowl, and one tiny little bowl, and 3 spoons. Goldilocks was hungry, so she sat in the great big chair, picked up the biggest spoon and tried some of the porridge from the great big bowl. But the chair was far too big and hard, the spoon was too heavy, and the porridge too hot. So Goldilocks went over to the middle-sized chair. But this chair was far too soft, and when she tried the porridge from the middle-sized bowl it was too cold. So she went over to the tiny little chair and picked up the smallest spoon and tried some of the porridge from the tiny little bowl. This time it was neither too hot nor too cold. It was just right and so delicious that Goldilocks ate it all up. But she was too heavy for the tiny little chair and it broke in pieces. Then Goldilocks went upstairs where she found 3 beds. There was a great big bed, a middle-sized bed, and a tiny little bed. First she lay down on the great big bed, but it was very big and far too hard. Next she lay down on the middle-sized bed, but that was far too soft. Then she lay down on the tiny little bed. It was neither too hard nor too soft. In fact, it felt just right, and Goldilocks fell fast asleep. In a little while, the 3 bears came back from their walk in the forest. Father Bear looked around, then roared in a great big growly voice, "Somebody has been sitting in my chair." Mother Bear said in a quiet, gentle voice, "Somebody has been sitting in my chair." And Little Bear said in a small, squeaky, baby voice, "Somebody has been sitting in my chair and has broken it." Then Father Bear looked at his bowl of porridge and said in his great big growly voice, "Somebody has been eating my porridge." Mother Bear looked at her bowl and said in her quiet, gentle voice, "Somebody has been eating my porridge." And Little Bear looked at his bowl and said in his small, squeaky, baby voice, "Somebody has been eating my porridge and has eaten to all." Then the 3 hares went upstairs. Father Bear saw at once that his bed was untidy, and he said in his great big growly voice, "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed." Mother Bear saw that her bed, too, had the bedclothes turned back, and she said in her quiet, gentle voice, "Somebody has been sleeping in my bed." And Little Bear looked at his bed, and he said in his small, squeaky, baby voice, "Somebody is sleeping in my bed now." He squeaked so loudly that Goldilocks woke up with a start. She jumped out of bed and ran down the stairs and out into the forest, and the 3 bears never saw her again.